Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market and a good week. It's May 1st, Friday. We're going to review 0-day options and the small account challenge here on SPY. We've been trading. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you had a good week. The 30-minute, this is Eric's chart. He's SPY day trading on YouTube. Find his Discord in the description. Gap up today, squeeze in the morning, and just build liquidity the rest of the day. Still a gap down here, actually. So continue to squeeze the shorts into the end of the week. Here's what we got charted. Sorry, my sinuses have been messed up for a few days now, and I can't figure it out. I was in the ocean, and like usually after I get in the ocean, like I'll be a little stuffed up for maybe a couple hours, but this has been days now, and it's not cleared up. Some kind of bacteria or something in the ocean setting my sinuses. Let's see. So first trade for me was at 10:30, 10:34, 10:35, 10:35. Bought 3 calls, 7:25 strike. So I was trying to figure out this morning. Didn't really catch this. Such a tiny little inverse head and shoulder, and I didn't really quite know where the like my charting just there wasn't enough price action for me to see the algos channels. So I ended up with this gold as the tapering or bearish controlled buying. So if I had that sooner, I potentially would have gotten this here, but realistically no, because this candle just went crazy. Then came down. I was gonna get on the retest here, but it never did. It just kind of kept going up. Easy up, easy down is what we got. I think gray, I think I changed this later, but I was looking for the bullish controlled selling in there somewhere. In 10:35 I was into what I say calls. Yeah, so again here, like I wanted the retracement of the zombie on the break of gold, because I liked gold at that point from here, and then also here was kind of reaffirming. And this candle, like I was gonna click it, but it was like 45 seconds for the candle to close, and it's like sitting here and it comes up, and I'm like, oh, I should wait for this thing to close. And then the last like second it closes down here, and I never got filled, and waiting for a retrace on that, it didn't happen. So would have been a nice retrace trade right there on the break of gold. Yeah, didn't work. I mean, I saw it. It's just sometimes you got to execute before it closes. Sometimes you got to wait for it to close, and it's hard to know which it is. If you're doing it before it closes, you just have to be quick on a stop. It wants to end up wicking on you. So missed that guy. But 10:35, okay, so came down, and still looking for a retrace to this breakout on gold. So that's why I got 3 calls right here, with gold being my stop, and I got stopped. Big candle down. I waited for that one to close also. Well, no, at this point I was thinking, well, maybe it will use this gold for support, which I should just close it here. So yeah. So anyways, close them here. Where did I close it? 37. Yeah, I closed them on this candle once it broke that gold and this gold. The idea was right, but execution, yeah, it wasn't quite right. I mean, first of all, it didn't bounce on here. The reason I was getting into it was for the bounce on there, and I was too hasty. And then once it broke, it just went so fast. I needed to immediately stop it. I could have also waited for it to break this red buying, which would have been much more prudent. So it goes to the upside of that. So yeah, that's poorly executed by me. Kind of moved my stops on that one. And then we had Goldilocks. That was kind of a nasty first one because it was scaled up too, since I waited so long, I guess. 44, 43, 42 were the buys. My sells 35 cents. 37, 30, 1037, 1038. 2 more buys for puts. Yeah, I flipped there because it broke. Yeah, so I then put this one down here on that wick. But for me, it broke that gold, which, yeah, I don't know. Maybe my charting was off a little bit. But then I put the gold on that wick, and I'm like, okay, it's actually bouncing on that. So I don't know. I think my charting was off a bit today. There was a much larger wedge here going on that I didn't see. Well, this green, but I'm not even sure about that. So without that green, though, it had broken my gold, so I flipped into puts right there. Yeah, this was Whipsaw City. It was disgusting. Yeah, 37, 38, about 2. For 84.79, sold them for 67. I held through all of this. I sold them here once it broke red. Like, all right, I'll wait for red to break. Sold them there. Yep. Happy first couple trades. 11 o'clock puts. And then one more at 11:02. Again, breaking that gold. 11. I didn't have green yet. To me, this was the... It technically is still a zombie because there's a wick down here for this gold. So, I guess, yeah, couldn't be too crazy. And the cup full cup hadn't completed, so could still be in a wedge. But I want to get it just for this break on this. And this actually, this weird little trade is like the only one that worked out for me. Yeah, 11:02. I bought 66 cents, 66 cents. Oh, and 11, 65 cents. So I just got some nice fills on here. Did a market, went against me, wicked. I was like, oh boy. It came down here. I bought another one on this one, like pretty high up here on the resistance. I hadn't sold any at that point. And then at the bottom of this candle I sold. This is a crazy little range. But I think I maybe had green at that. I don't know if I did. Yeah, 11:02. So I sold one there, sold another one on that candle, and then sold my last one at 11:04 on this candle. So it was a funny little green trade. Yeah. It still wasn't out of the wedge, I don't think. I don't know when I charted green, but let's find out here. 11:46. Wow. 11:46. I got a call. Yep. So this gray right here that I had charted from the morning, but I hadn't really seen it show up a whole lot. Right here, and then here. Yeah, I guess I did see it some. So I got a call here on this candle. I just got one. I guess because I'd been getting slapped around a bit. 47 cents. Sold it for at 11.50 on this ridiculously huge candle somewhere down here for 28 cents. 47 cents to 28 cents on that candle. And then I was like, well, so I charted another one, and that's this little flatter one, which is maybe a little more accurate. Yeah, just a big wedge today overall. I mean, kind of grinding down a channel. Yeah, we'll just keep going. It's a Friday after a lot of exuberant squeeze rally. 11:24. Bought a put, or sorry, 12:24. Yeah, so breaking the final gold down here. I think I had green at that point too. So I had basically a target for this green down here. So it had this big fleshy red candle. I got it on this little retrace right here. And 12:24, sold it at 12:34. So I definitely had patience on this one. I sold it on this candle right here. 49 cents to 63 cents. So little green trade there. This was just ugly selling though, because it was still in this bigger wedge. And I don't even know if green, like, I don't know. Because this, like, completed the cup, but just barely didn't. I don't know what was going on today. 2 o'clock, buying calls. Bought 2 calls at 2. Yeah, I guess the lack of volume on the breaks of, like on the gold, lack of volume, and then the lack of volume here, like typically if it's actually breaking, you're going to see a spike in volume. So that was kind of an indicator, which I might need to be looking closer at to help me get out quick. 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 calls. Right here. Oh yeah, that's right. So I thought green was probably, green looked pretty accurate to me for technically bearish controlled buying, but I was gonna use it for my stop because it also could still be this gold bullish controlled selling. So I got one right here on that retest on green, and then I sold on the next candle. Just a small little, yeah, support type play. Bought 2 for 20 cents, sold them for 17 on that candle. So once it broke there, you kind of see it reacted and could have gotten puts, I guess, kind of an inflection point. But we are still in the middle of a wedge, so got to be careful, especially if you're not the edge of the wedge to be trying to trade it. Next one's 216, and then bought 1, bought 2 more at 216, bought 2 more at 217. Yeah, you know where this is going. So green was my final boss here. We've got it here on the wick. That's this one. I put another one here, which was where it hit there. This thing broke it. Full body red below both. And I'm getting heavy into puts here. The only issue is, again, this volume. If this was an actual break, we would have seen more volume. And I'm assuming at least. And I probably wouldn't have had time to get more. That's the thing with it. Like, it would have just gone without me. So the fact that it didn't go without me, I was able to scale into it, is a sign that it probably is not. It's not right. So I had 5 of these. 721 puts, and I realized I was out of buying power then. So that also affected my trade a little bit. So I saw the inverse cup here that closed, and I like that. The bigger one hadn't. I figured it might make a handle, so I was like trying to be a little loose with my stops here. I didn't know where exactly, because who knows how high the handle's going to go. So that was part of my problem, because I didn't have, I really didn't have anywhere. I didn't know how to manage the stop on it. I wanted to give room for a handle to go though, because of that. The problem was that it broke my green and then went up, which I didn't like. So I stopped out of these things, I think, on this candle right here. Yeah. Sucks. Stopped out for 29 cents. Most of my bought around the 40s, 45. Oh, yeah, I made the handle. I don't know. I guess because we're still in a wedge, it's just tricky. So I was pretty much, part of the reason I gave it so much room is because I was out of buying power. If I'd gotten so many and it broke this red, I could have just stopped, which I would have, and then gotten back in here once it broke green again and made a little head and shoulder cup, or sorry, handle. But I knew it didn't have buying power, so I kind of just wanted to let it, give it a little more room. And my sizing is because I'm trying to stretch myself. Yeah. So that was that one. It did end up doing what I was expecting. It just wasn't quite right on it. This one would have been a nice take profit if I had it. I did have 20 cents left for a contract, which I took on this candle. Actually, I front run it a tiny bit. I got on this candle. It was pretty far out of the money. It was for a gap fill down here, and I held it. And I'm like, I'm not going to look at this thing. I'm going to wait till gap fill. Or I had some arbitrary stop up here, but I wasn't even thinking about that. Grind it down. I mean, it went up a little bit, of course. Pretty far out of the money, so not great. I actually put a limit order for, what, 400%, I think? Just to cover my losses on the day. And it was either 400% or this gap fill, which I think 400% would probably have to be further than that. But we also had 5-day, but I didn't think that was coming today. And it grinded up, and I literally held that thing all the way till here. I closed it in the last like 12 seconds. And yeah, So that was my final trade. Here they are. Trying to stretch a little bit, spread my wings a little bit with sizing. Yeah, I don't know. My charting today was, I think it was okay. I think it was just, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I can't review Eric's. He wasn't around today. It looked like gold was legit, and then this gray I think I just had off just a little bit. Green potentially, yeah, because it closed the cup and then made a handle, but it's just not that precise, and so that's difficult to trade. You're trading 0 days with like an hour left. Where do I have a stop on here? Yeah, so this one's like, I guess because it's still in the wedge is the excuse to not take that trade. Yeah, so I don't know. Red day though. Where are we at? There we go. So there are the orders. We'll see. I got an email from E-Trade. Looks like they're going to probably implement the non-PDT trading shortly after it's eligible or whatever in June. So yeah, you'll need 2,000 in your account and for it to be margin, then there won't be any pattern day trading. I'm thinking about maybe just funding this account with 2 grand and trading futures. I know it'd be easier. I've just been trying to do it with options. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I got the weekend to think about it and stab my nose to death till it releases pressure. Love up, like up, comment down, hat my 6th round. Have a good weekend. Peace out.